gifted singer, talented pianist, exceptional songwriter, and astute producer, Scott Fisher is a musician who can pretty much do it all. His new album is titled Step Into the Future, and we're happy to have him here at BuyTV to talk to us about it. So let's start out, Scott. Tell us a little bit about your new album.
Well, our new record, Step Into the Future, came out in June, and so we've just been out on the road, touring and trying to get the word out, and it feels pretty good now, man. We finally, after being cooped up in the studio for like almost a year, it's really nice to be out on the road and actually meet people and connect and
get some feedback on
Exactly. So it's kind of two different mindsets: the hermit, kind of introverted studio time, and then getting out on the road and connecting with people. So.
Well, Scott, I know that you have a background in piano and jazz fusion, and more recently you've gone, more into the pop and rock worlds. How do you define your music, and where do you see it going?
Well, I'm kind of trying to create a bit of an interesting, original hybrid of styles, everything from funk to reggae to rock, and kind of meld it all into a new 21st century style,
Well, I really enjoyed the first single off the album, which is Step Into the Future. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the significance of that?
Thanks, man. Well, basically, it's the general theme of the record is kind of encompassed within Step Into the Future. And there's some really simple little love songs, and then there's some heavier songs that have to do a bit with some social commentary and maybe trying to redefine our relationship with the world in the 21st century.
And you write all your own lyrics?
Yeah, definitely.
And who are some of your major influences in music? It seems like there is reggae, there's rock. Who do you look up to?
Everything from, Parliament Funkadelic to Bob Marley to The Police, Steely Dan, kind of that, writing that line between jazz and pop rock, I think is a really interesting place to be. Who knows if it works as well in the 21st century as it does in the 70s, man. We'll see.
Well, Scott, I got to tell you, when I was watching the video, a certain girl caught my eye. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, I think you're not the only one, man. Yeah, well, basically, that was a really, really hard scene to shoot in the morning. We did like 30 takes of it, and it was very, very tough, hard work.
Just couldn't get it right, huh?
But really, it's not superfluous sex, which some people might think, because we're trying to kind of bring that whole idea of how in our culture we show lots of violence, but we're kind of a little bit sexually repressed. So I think most people are focusing on the beautiful girl, but they fail to see behind us there's kind of this violent image. So it's the juxtaposition of the two kind of violence and sexuality, which we thought was kind of interesting. So.
Yeah, it was interesting, but I think I missed all that.
I know. I did too the first 5 times I saw it. So.
Scott, I know you have an accompanying band named the 1 AM Approach. Who are they, and how'd you come up with that name?
Well, originally my 2005 record was just under my name, Scott Fisher, and I've been lucky enough to tour with these amazing musicians, Bob Dunham on guitar, who I've known since high school, and Enrique Gonzalez, who's just an amazing, amazing Latin drummer who lives in LA now. So we just figured there's such a big part of the sound, we wanted our own identity, and 1 AM is kind of that creative space late at night. You're either partying or hanging out, or that's when I work a lot, so kind of like that 1 AM approach idea.
What's the ultimate goal for Scott Fisher? When will you say, hey, this is what I wanted?
Well, man, I guess it's not to be cliche, but it really is all about the journey. So, right now we're having a great time and touring a lot. I just want to make relevant, good music, I'm doing some production work on some other people's records, and already started recording some of the new record, which has a lot of that same kind of ska, reggae, a little higher energy kind of this time around. So just try to stay creative and get out there and connect.
Scott, we want to thank you for coming into BuyTV today.
Thank you guys, it was a pleasure.
And of course, best of luck with your new album.
Thanks.
It's Scott Fisher and the 1 AM Approach. The album is called Step Into the Future, and it's available now at buy.com.
On the radio that don't play no rap music. So here I say your religions are a lie. With our money we buy war and destruction. No one says it like it is, cause we're caught in the biz. While greedy ends justify all the means. You must ponder inside, we must open our minds. We must step into the future all time. On the TV screen, they rather show killing than making love. The hypocrisy of this world that we've made justified with our gods up above. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind, and you know we must find. You must step into the future. Oh, time. Step into the future with arms open wide.